So yesterday I listened to this fabulous podcast from Dr. Mary Claire Havers. Of course, she is sort of like the godmother of menopause. And also she was interviewing Dr. Tony Youn, who is a pretty famous social media plastic surgeon. He's got millions and millions. I mean, I'm talking millions of followers. So it was interesting to hear what they were going to say about menopausal skin and skincare specifically. So rather than listening to the hour and 10-minute podcast, I thought I'd give you guys bullet points. And of course, tell you how my Pause and Effect product sort of stacked up against what they were saying. So women in general, all women, if you live long enough, will lose 30% of their collagen within the first 5 years of menopause. Check that box, right? If you're in perimenopause, you should be listening. The loss of estrogen leads to collagen loss. So collagen is produced when you've got higher estrogen, right? But when you lose your estrogen, you lose your collagen, which leads to rapid skin aging, right? Rapid skin aging is wrinkles, it is dullness, it is texture that's poor. It's all of those things, right? So that's what we need to talk about with midlife skin. So he did also talk about what is your best routines. And I loved that a lot of my products already has what he's talking about. One is my Bright Side Day Cream. He talked about that your morning routine should have vitamin C in it, ferulic acid, so that's the C and E combined. My Bright Side Day Cream has both. So I was super excited to hear that this is what he recommended. So this is going to be for your daytime use. Of course, you're going to use a cleanser, you're going to use a great serum, so we'll talk about that as well. Then he says for nighttime. Nighttime is different. Nighttime is the time that your skin really rests, repairs, and that's when you really want to use something that's really rich. So he talked about using retinoids, retinols. There's going to be growth factors and also peptides, which is what we've got here. Active. And I thought was so interesting. He said, natural doesn't necessarily mean better. You need things that are active, right? And all of these things are in my Deep Pause, which I was very excited about. You use this every single night, rejuvenating. It brings back that firmness, that plumpness. It is definitely that the giving you back your glow look. So I was happy to hear about that too. And if he says that, he also talked about if your skincare that you were using stops working when you hit midlife or when you hit perimenopause, it's because your environment changes, right? The environment meaning your body, your skin changes. Your skin is your largest organ. So if all the other organs are affected by your loss of estrogen, guess what? Your skin is also affected by that. So my skincare is actually for estrogen depleted skin. So your body's changing. You can't keep fighting against the current. You've got to do something that speaks to that loss of estrogen. Now, all of my products that you're going to hear me talk about are hormone free, but they support that loss of estrogen, which in turn supports collagen production, which in turn helps you with that aging skin. He did also talk about SPFs, which I thought was really important too. He said, mineral isn't necessarily that much better. There's chemical, there's minerals ones, there's powder. He said, as long as you're consistent, you're going to be good to go, but be consistent. What I thought was really funny is he said, if you want to see what your skin would have looked like without all the oxidation, without all of the aging from pollution and the sun, look at the skin on your bum. Then you'll know what that skin should look like and could look like. So I love that. And he also says, and I thought was really interesting, he said that the US has not changed filters in sunscreen since the 1990s. I thought, wow. So we're going to catch up on that, right? Then he talked about peptides. And peptides are really important in skincare, he said. They are small proteins that tell the body to act in a certain way. For the skin, they're really cellular messengers that tell the skin to make more collagen. They're very well tolerated to the skin, and growth factor serums promote more collagen. That's what you're going to see in the Plump It Up. Plump It Up is going to be that serum that will actually add to those plant estrogens. It's going to give you that bounce back, that glow. This is my step 2, and I'll tell you how to use it in my skincare. So I was excited to hear again, he's really high on peptides. Then there's all sorts of other things that they're doing, like in Korea, where you can do like different DNA things. But he also talked about niacinamide. Niacinamide brightens and lightens. And we've got niacinamide, again, in a couple of my products, Deep Pause specifically. Niacinamide will lighten the dark spots. It will also help with the hyperpigmentation that happens in menopause. And this is going to be really great. One of the things he talked about was cleansers, gentle cleansers for menopausal skin. That is what my Hit Restart was all about. It fit right into what he was talking about. Dental cleansers, you don't ever want it to feel like it's been over processed, over cleaned. It should never feel tight. And he also talked about toners. Toners, are not great because they disrupt the microbiome, but this does not. He talks about exfoliation is necessary to slough off dead skin cells because aging skin takes longer to turn over and slough off, which is why our texture of our skin starts looking really rough and sort of just dull looking. So you need to have a little sloughing, and I'm super happy to tell you that we've got some enzyme sloughing within this. It's got a little granule in my Hit Restart. So a lot of it was in what he was talking about. So to recap, it was about an hour and some minutes. He did talk about Botox. He talked about fillers. He talked about different items that are going to be, out of my scope of skincare, but more injectables, things like that. But he said skincare is the number one thing that you can do for yourself. So for me, it's Hit Restart with a cleanser. It's my step 2, which is going to be my serum, always a serum, lots of peptides. You've got your day cream that's got that vitamin C and ferulic acids in it. You've got your night cream with that niacinamides in it. And we also have our eye serum. He said around the eyes, you need to have something that's going to be that just right texture, that just right molecule. So I was really excited, you guys, to be able to bring this all to you in sort of a bite-sized portion. And yep, it's all available. You can go ahead and shop My Pause and Effect on Shop HQ and also on Amazon. Thanks for hanging out with me.